Stop scrolling for a second. Think about the last time you felt totally wiped out after talking to someone. Ever wondered why some people leave you buzzing with positivity, while others suck the life right out of you? Those are energy vampires. And today, I'm going to show you 12 battle-tested strategies to put up an energy shield so you can walk away feeling empowered, not exhausted. 1. Spot the energy leeches. Have you ever finished a conversation feeling completely zapped, as if someone sneaked into your mental battery and drained it dry? That's the work of energy leeches, those folks who treat your emotional reserves like an all-you-can-eat buffet. The first step in defending yourself is simple. Learn to identify them. Do they rattle off one complaint after another, but never follow up with solutions? Are they chronically late with their problems, expecting you to drop everything to hear them out? These are classic telltale signs. Picture them as emotional mosquitoes, small, persistent, and hard to swat away, but capable of leaving you itching with exhaustion. Some energy leeches hide behind a mask of "I just need to vent," yet they rarely ask how you're doing in return. Others use sarcasm to chip away at your confidence, remarking on your choices or appearance under the guise of friendly jokes. When you feel a gut-level reaction tightness in your chest, a headache brewing, or a sudden urge to escape, that's your intuition sounding the alarm. By tuning into these physical and emotional cues, you can learn to spot energy vampires early on. Once you can see their patterns clearly, you'll be ready to take the next steps, like putting up boundaries or practicing mirror techniques to protect your well-being and reclaim your inner spark. 2. The invisible mirror trick. Imagine you're standing face-to-face with someone hurling negativity at you, snide remarks, harsh judgments, or relentless pessimism. Now picture yourself holding a flawless, invisible mirror directly in front of you. As their toxic energy hits that mirror, it simply bounces right back at them. You, completely untouched. This mental image is the core of the invisible mirror trick. By visualizing a reflective barrier between you and the source of negativity, you create psychological distance that prevents their words from seeping in. To practice it, start by taking a slow, deep breath as soon as you realize negativity is coming your way. In your mind's eye, raise that mirror, polishing it until it shines. Maintain relaxed body language, shoulders down, hands open, and speak in a calm, even tone. You don't need to counterattack or prove a point. Instead, use neutral responses like "I see," or "That's your view." By withholding emotional fuel, you starve the vampire of the reaction they crave, often causing them to lose interest and move on. Over time, this trick becomes instinctive. You'll see people's negative barbs glance off, like raindrops skipping across a window pane, leaving you dry and composed. The beauty of the invisible mirror is that it's entirely internal. No one needs to know you're using it. Yet its protective power is very real. 3. Redirect with a compass question. Toxic conversations often feel like being stuck in quicksand. Every complaint or attack sinks you deeper into a swamp of negativity. The remedy? Become the conversation's compass, pointing it toward constructive territory. Whenever someone starts spiraling into doom and gloom, stop them gently and ask, "What's one step you could take right now to change that?" You've effectively turned their rant into a roadmap. Suddenly, instead of rehearsing their misery, they're scanning for solutions. This method works like magic because it shifts the emotional energy from ranting to planning. It's the difference between sitting on a couch, scrolling through bad news, and sliding off it to lace up your shoes for a run. You're not invalidating their feelings, far from it. You're acknowledging their pain, "I get why you're upset," and then nudging them toward action. Over time, they learn to associate discussions with you as opportunity-finding sessions, rather than free therapy that leaves them just as stuck. By dropping compass questions into your interactions, you also reinforce your own mental resilience. You stop getting drawn into the black hole of negativity and instead build a habit of forward motion. It's like installing a positive feedback loop. Every time you ask, "What's next?" you and the other person are a step closer to a brighter mindset. 4. Say that again. Power move. When someone tries to shame or belittle you, it's normal to lash out or get defensive. But that's exactly what energy vampires want. Instead, catch them off guard with a simple, calm request. "Could you repeat that?" Just those 5 words can derail their attack. In expecting an emotional explosion, they're unprepared for dispassionate curiosity. It's like switching off a light in a room. Suddenly, they're left fumbling around in the dark. When they stumble through their words a second time, you've already won half the battle. Now you can follow up with, "What made you say that?" Or, "Do you intend to hurt me?" They're forced to reflect on their aggression, tasting a bit of their own medicine. Often, they'll stutter, backtrack, or even apologize, because nobody likes repeating their own cruelty aloud. You flipped the script, redirecting their negative energy inward rather than letting it pierce your armor. This technique isn't about humiliating the other person. It's about reclaiming your dignity and setting a clear boundary. By refusing to play the victim, you deny them the exhilarating high of seeing you wounded. They quickly learn that tearing you down won't give them the emotional high they crave, so they often give up and move on. 5. Practice Zen non-reaction. Have you ever noticed how some people get a kick out of watching you sink into anger or frustration? That's emotional catnip for energy vampires. Zen non-reaction is your antidote. Picture yourself as a still lake. No ripples when the wind blows. When negativity lands, it glides across your calm surface without causing a splash. The trick is to create a pause between stimulus and response. Just a deep breath can buy you that crucial moment. Next time someone pushes your buttons, count silently to 3 before speaking. Remind yourself, "I choose whether to react." If you must respond, use even, neutral language, "Thanks for sharing," and then steer away. No yelling, no sarcasm, no rolling eyes. By withholding the emotional fireworks, you deprive them of the energy they chased. Soon, they learn that you're not the drama outlet they hoped for. Zen non-reaction doesn't mean you're a pushover. You can still assert boundaries. Let's keep this conversation respectful, but you do it from a place of composed strength. This calm assertiveness is like a fortress wall. You're letting them know loud and clear where the boundaries lie, without ever giving them ammunition in the form of emotional reactions. 6. The broken record stance. Ever tried persuading someone who just won't take no for an answer? They barrage you with one argument after another, chipping away at your resolve. Enter the broken record stance. Pick a single, firm statement, "I've decided," and that's final, and repeat it calmly every time they press. Picture yourself as a favorite song stuck on repeat. The novelty wears off fast, and they'll soon stop pushing. This tactic works wonders because it signals unshakable commitment. You're not drawn into side debates. You're just the same steady mantra. No raised voice, no weary sighs, just polite consistency. By refusing to engage in new justifications, you prevent them from finding cracks in your armor. They realize there's no fresh angle they can exploit, so they either respect your boundary or drift away. Over time, people learn that with you, pressure doesn't yield results, it's a dead end. This empowers you to stand up for yourself without burning through your emotional reserves on elaborate explanations. It's like having a sturdy gate. No matter how many times someone pushes, it won't budge unless you decide to open it. 7. Become the gray rock. Imagine you're a plain gray pebble on the beach, utterly unremarkable, devoid of shiny edges. The gray rock method invites you to embody that boredom in conversations with toxic individuals. Give curt responses like, "Oh, really?" or "That's nice." Offer no details, no juicy anecdotes, and no emotional peaks. By doing so, You become an uninviting source of attention for those who feed on drama. When a gossip queen launches into the latest office scandal, you nod once and return to your work. When a perpetual complainer lists their woes, you offer a two-word acknowledgement before changing the subject. You're not rude, you're just neutral. Over time, they feel as if they're pinging a wall. No bounce back, no satisfaction, just dead silence. This doesn't mean you have to ghost everyone in your life. It's reserved for chronic energy drainers. Among your close circle, continue being the vibrant, empathetic friend you are. But for those vampires circling for a trophy reaction, transforming into a gray rock sends a clear message. I'm not worth your emotional bite. 8. Mental delete button. Let's say someone fires off a hurtful comment, maybe an offhand jab about your work, or an unwelcome critique of your appearance. Instead of rehearsing it in your mind for hours, envision a bright red delete button hovering above your thoughts. Mentally press it and watch that toxic remark vanish from your internal chatter. This mental delete button isn't about ignoring genuine feedback. It's about discarding discursive noise that serves no constructive purpose. To practice, take a quiet moment after the interaction. Close your eyes, inhale slowly, and picture the words you just heard floating in front of you. Then, in your mind, press that button. Feel the relief as the statement dissolves. You've effectively erased it from your mental hard drive, preventing it from hogging cognitive resources or gnawing at your self-esteem. The more you rehearse this, the more automatic it becomes. Instead of waking up at 3 a.m. replaying someone's nastiness, you'll find the comment simply doesn't stick. Your mental space remains reserved for creativity, joy, and problem-solving, not petty criticism. 9. Compliment as a counterspell. Toxic people often sling negativity like spells, hoping to cast you into a bad mood. What if you counter their curse with unexpected kindness? That's the compliment counterspell. When someone criticizes or complains, hit them back with a genuine compliment. I've always admired your dedication, and watch their negativity sputter out. Why does this work? Because it's disarming. They expect you to bristle, but instead you validate them. It's like watering a flame of anger with cool, clear water. The fire goes out. Plus, positivity begets positivity. You might just inspire them to rethink their tone and respond in kind next time. Win-win. Don't overuse it or appear insincere. Pick moments that genuinely resonate. If a coworker criticizes your design, but you genuinely appreciate their attention to detail, let them know. That authenticity prevents it from feeling manipulative. Over time, you'll build a reputation as someone who refuses to be pulled into negativity, someone whose kindness shines so bright that energy vampires need to find a darker hunting ground. 10. Energy investment mindset. Think of your energy as a high-value investment portfolio. Would you lightly toss away large sums on risky ventures? Probably not. The energy investment mindset applies that financial logic to your emotional world. Before interacting, ask, is this worth my energy? If the ROI looks bleak, no growth, only drain limit, or skip the interaction. Practice by doing mini due diligence. For example, if a friend calls at midnight to vent for the 10th night in a row, weigh the emotional cost. You might say, I care about you, but I need some rest. Let's chat tomorrow. That boundary keeps you from overdrafting your emotional bank account. You're not cold or uncaring. You're simply allocating your resources wisely. By framing energy as a precious commodity, you become more selective about whom you spend it on. Soon you'll naturally gravitate toward uplifting people and activities, those that offer dividends of joy, creativity, or growth, while steering clear of chronic drainers. You'll end up richer in positivity and far less vulnerable to energy vampires. 11. Emotional Aikido. In Japanese martial art Aikido, practitioners don't meet force with force. They redirect their opponent's energy to off-balance them. Emotional Aikido applies the same principle. When someone unloads negativity, instead of blocking or pushing back, steer that energy toward solutions. If a colleague laments an impossible deadline, you might respond, "That deadline's tough, what steps could make it manageable?" You're not dismissing their frustration, you're channeling it. This method transforms draining encounters into collaborative, problem-solving sessions. It's like turning a flood into an irrigation channel that nourishes your mental landscape instead of drowning you. By offering constructive direction, you maintain positivity and keep the interaction productive. The other person often feels heard and empowered, which reduces their need to vent destructively. Emotional Aikido requires practice, especially staying patient when the other party resists. But over time, you'll see that many people respond better to guidance than to resistance. You become the calm center in a storm, capable of converting destructive currents into a steady, life-affirming flow. 12. Weekly Energy Audit. It's easy to drift through life without noticing who lifts us up and who drags us down until we're flat on our back. A weekly energy audit ensures you stay conscious of your emotional ecosystem. Every Sunday, carve out 10 minutes to jot down the week's interactions and rate them on an energy scale from +5, totally invigorating, to 5, utterly draining. List names or activities. That brainstorming call with your mentor might score +4, while a coffee meetup with the office cynic might land at 3. Over several weeks, patterns emerge. Maybe certain friends consistently light you up, while others always leave you depleted. Use these insights to plan, schedule more high-score interactions, and tactically limit low-score ones. You're effectively rebalancing your social portfolio. This habit not only helps you protect your energy, but also encourages self-compassion. If a relationship is too negative to salvage, you give yourself permission to step back. If an activity consistently energizes you, you prioritize it. Over time, your energy levels stabilize, your mood brightens, and energy vampires find you a far less appealing target, because your emotional armor is stronger than ever. If you made it this far, drop a 100% in the comments to show you're ready to keep those energy vampires at bay. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe for more strategies to supercharge your life. Thanks for watching now. Go shine bright.